Hey everybody, it's Friday, and you know what that means? It is Prayer Friday, and I try and give you a short little devotional if I can on Friday. And so I just wanted to share with you this encouragement out of Exodus 14. This is from yesterday's reading in our Bible in a Year podcast by Father Mike Schmitz. What an awesome podcast. I want to encourage you to check it out. I'll put a link here in the email. But in day 34, we see this account. It's a very famous, familiar account where Moses is leading the Israelites out of Egypt, out of captivity, and they're starting to bicker because they see that Pharaoh's army now is after them. And so here they are up against the Red Sea, and the enemy is marching on and closing in on them. And so they're terrified, and they start bickering and saying, "Why did you even bring us out of Egypt, Moses? You know, were there not enough graves in Egypt to bring us out here to the desert to die?" And Moses answered the people, he said this, "Do not be afraid. Stand firm, and you will see the deliverance that the Lord will bring you today. The Egyptians you see today, you will never see again." And he says this, "The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still." Boy, what an encouragement for me, I know, today. We don't need to fight. There are some things where we can just be still and know that God is fighting on our behalf. Now, we don't do good in society being still, do we? There's so much that tells us to go, 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 and grabs our attention to be on the go with the internet and social media and smartphones and everything that we have. We just don't do good in silence and solitude. I know I don't. Now, we got to remember that standing still doesn't mean that we do nothing. It's an idea of the dependence of our heart. It doesn't mean we just sit on our hands and don't do anything. There are things that God calls us to do, of course. I mean, work. We do our due diligence in areas of our life. I remember a friend of mine, he was looking for a job, and I said, "Hey, how's the job look going?" He said, "Man," "I'm just trusting in God." I said, "Well, what have you done? You know, what jobs have you interviewed for?" He said, "Oh, I haven't filled out any resumes or submitted any applications. I'm just praying, man, and believing for God." I'm like, well, you got to put your feet to the prayers. You know, do something about it. Fill out an application. Go out there. But you know, there are some problems and situations, some mountains that are not man-made. They cannot be solved with man-made solutions. We have a real enemy. He uses fear, discouragement, hopelessness, and in those battles, those mountains, we need God's help to fight for those. You might feel like those things are closing in on you, those areas of your life where you do not feel or see a lot of hope. Those things in life, it might be relationship with a loved one that you need God's help with. It might be a diagnosis, a problem that's just too big. You do not need to fight today. You can know and rest assured that God is fighting for you, and He's fighting for me. So I hope that's an encouragement today. God bless. Have a great weekend.